Well, hey there, this is Kathy Crow. I am so happy that you are with me today. I think I'm a little late getting on because I don't know what's happened to my computer. My computer and my phone time's not matching, and it normally does. Here, let me really quick. I actually see my video over here on the side. It disappeared as I touched my computer. Dang. Where am I? It helps if I can find me going, and I can't, so I will come back in a minute. Hi, Linda. Oh, Linda, I'm so glad you're here with me. Let me make sure my volume's up. We've gotten a few calls today and done other things. Thanks for sharing. I'll try to remember to remind people to do that. I feel like I'm in a whirlwind. It has just been so crazy. Our weather's better, so I'm out on the bike a little more, and that's nice. Linda, did you get that silicone sheet yet? I'm very curious about whether that's arriving, because seriously, I just do not understand why it is so hard to get mail to Virginia. All right, today I am going to do what? I am doing Beautiful Autumn. I guess my projects are all on the floor, so I'll show you my stamp case, and I'm looking at it to make sure that I am correct. Hi, Aunt Connie. I haven't seen you guys in so long. It's nice to see you too. All right, so you're gonna really love this set. It's like a really good basic set. If you don't have things like this already, and you're a stamper, this is a really good basic set to start with. And anyway, oh, Trudy, it's good to see you too. Thank you for sharing. All right, so remember, ladies, if you share, I really appreciate it. It gets the video out there to people. Sometimes people comment on some other social media, and I know they saw this one. So even if they're not actually on Facebook, sometimes it gets around because I'm sharing it, of course, on YouTube and on Pinterest. So share the video. I'll enter you in the drawing. I'm sending out my little cards, and you will get something eventually. It's taken Trudy a while to get hers. Apparently, it went to UPS and then transferred for some reason to USPS, and this is why we don't want the voting system to be in the USPS system, folks. I'm just saying, we all have our horror stories, right? Our mail horror stories. So having our election decided by those, systems, not so good. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to pick a name. We'll see who wins the drawing. Last week I did Game On. That was fun. So Trudy, you won today. Congratulations, Trudy. It's nice that you're watching to see that. And I will put your name over here on my window, I think, so that I don't forget. And I'm throwing those old ones away, trying to make sure I do that each time so I don't mix up old with new. All right, so I better put the camera down, find the video, and get started. Jeff is in the next room because school is doing Zoom school, and they're trying to figure out how that's going to work. And I'm just so glad I'm not a parent of children at home right now. This is not a great plan, but oh well, they'll figure it out. All right, so I see my old video up here. That's why my arm is stretched out across here. I see the old video. I know I'm here somewhere. Can't for the life of me figure it out on my page. If any of you are interested, you should sign up for Parler. Parler is a more conservative and user-friendly, I will add. It's a more user-friendly social media. And the reason I'm thinking that I think it's friendlier is because you have better control over what kinds of ads you will see. In fact, I haven't really seen a lot of ads at all. I think it's pretty, I haven't seen any. Of course, I'm not looking at it a ton. But that has been really good to be able to control the ads, because when we started with Facebook, that was really our biggest problem with Facebook, is that it had dirty, I'm just going to say nasty, dirty type ads that come through. Even though Jeff and I seriously, we never click on anything that would ever attract that. And I complained and complained and hid and blocked and blocked and blocked. I had to go in and block like major network and websites that are typically not ones you would associate with filthy material to get that to stop for the most part. And every once in a while stuff creeps back in. So that's why I'm saying it's friendlier. All right, so and then I am doing my videos over there too. So I am but it doesn't have a live stream like this, I don't think. Now, I haven't really tried it that way. So I'm hoping that in time, if enough people move over to Parlor, I can put my videos on Parlor, do it on Parlor, and we can close out my Facebook Kathy Crow's Cards account, because I just don't like Facebook. There are many, many things in this world that I'm not liking right now. Beautiful autumn. I know it feels a little warm to be thinking about autumn, but you know, you get these things out. And here's my recent Halloween card, and I'm showing it to you because of the little the cobweb embossing folder. Now, I don't know if you can see that really well, but I do really like that. It's cute. And this is my, this is what I like about Halloween. The happy pumpkins, not scary. The scariest thing on here is this little spider who's not at all scary. It's not a black widow, right? So this is my style of Halloween, is happy, happy, happy. It's supposed to be for kids, right? So I thought I'd just really quick show you that cobweb because it's pretty cool. I think you'll like it if you do any Halloween things at all. It's very, oh, Linda, you haven't got that silicone sheet. I can't believe it. You should call Stampin' Up! Or somebody and complain about it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I think Linda, after I ordered your silicone sheet, I think it was at least 2 days later that I placed an order for me, and I received that order, I don't know how long ago, so long ago that I've forgotten. And I have since placed another order that I think is probably coming today or tomorrow from Stampin' Up. So the fact that all these people are getting their deliveries just fine, and you still haven't gotten your one little silicone sheet, if you don't get it soon, I will contact Stampin' Up and find out myself what's happened to my order, because that's absolutely outrageous, and it's not Stampin' Up's fault. This is a USPS issue. Because obviously they got it, Stampin' Up! Got it out of their warehouse pretty quickly. All right, so now what am I doing? Let me grab the first card that I want to do today, and it is this one. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, first of all, we're going to take this is our Plaid Tidings DSP, that one, and let me grab the other one. It's out of my other stash. We're going to stamp right on this DSP to make this wonderful little background, because sometimes the designer series paper Stampin' Up! Comes up with are cute, but there might be ones that, you know, you might want to just make your own. So this is a stamp set where you can make your own designer series paper really easily. And I love the fact that this has a maple and an oak leaf on it, has the fill color already, and the same with the little acorn. Isn't it cute? Has the cap and the nut separate so that you can have separate colors on that. And the leaf is pretty and all that, although we're not doing the leaf today. So I'm first of all going to just stamp this before we get going on assembling the card. And there, I can breathe a little bit. I've been kind of flying around because I wanted to get my bike ride done earlier, and I'm glad I did get it done because the weather is going to heat up here pretty soon. So I'm just taking some tuxedo black. Let me grab my chamois, simply chamois, and good. It's nice and damp. That's good. Let me move my ruler out of the way. Okay, so first of all, I am going to stamp. Let me see how I did my pattern. I think what I did is I did my nut first. So we'll do the acorn first. So you're just going to take out your outlined nut. And this is a pretty small stamp, so I can use my little teeny tiny block. And that way I'm going to have less trouble rocking it. If I use it's best to use the size block that your stamp actually is. You can use any size, you can use anything. So it's not like you have to buy all these sizes, but it does help in not rocking your thing. I'm going to fill up this whole page because I'm using this for for 2 cards. So I'm doing 2 cards today, and I'm trying to see exactly. I don't think I actually used soft suede, didn't I? I think I'm going to switch and use soft suede. We'll keep that one on there, but I do like the soft suede look a little better. We'll use black for everything else, but soft suede for this. And I'm trying to see how many I did. Let's see. We did like every other, it looks like. Okay. All right, so we'll do one up here, and then you're going to just want to turn your stamps so that you're getting more of a random pattern rather than everything the same. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because what we're doing is going to be slightly random looking. You could put it going up if you want, but I think I'm going to just stick with this one direction because I know what my plan is here. So let's do that one different. I want them going down like a nut falling out of the sky, right? Today when I was speaking of nut falling out of the sky, when I was riding my bike, everything was uneventful. It was pleasant, very pleasant ride, but there was one car that nearly had an accident right in front of me, and if they had, I might have been late getting here today because I would have had to have waited for the police to come and make my citizen, eyewitness report that yes, indeed, the vehicle that nearly got crunched was just crossing the street like it was supposed to when this inept driver pulled right out in front of them. They had to slam on their brakes, and they didn't skid or anything because it was like on a city street. I think 30 is the speed limit there. And so they were doing the speed limit. They were going really slow, so they just stopped, but the car just zoomed right out across and crossed right there, even though they'd been sitting there looking, I think, at me. And I was, just riding my bike. I don't know. If I was 20 years old, I might have thought they were thinking I was attractive, but as an old lady on the bike, I knew they're just idiots. They're looking at me just because they can, I guess. All right, so let's do crumb cake. We'll do crumb cake as the fill for this little nut. So you've got your little fill color stamp, and I'm going to stamp off on the side and make sure that it's not too dark. Okay, so yes, it's a little time consuming, but nothing close to if you were actually coloring this. Okay, if you were coloring it, I guarantee you it would take tons more time. Oops, I kind of did that without stamping off. You can see what a difference it makes, doesn't it? If you don't hit that stamp off over there like that, it's quite a bit darker. And then I would have to use my tuxedo. Like here where my tuxedo black is, it can be darker. It probably looks good to be darker. I'm kind of going off just a tad here and there on a few of these because I'm in a rush. If I was doing this just for me and not for the camera, I could take a little bit more time. You could do your Stamparatus, and then that would be perfect, but I'm going to do several things like this, and I don't want to be fussing with that Stamparatus because you do have to place things on it. And for me, I've been doing this long enough, I can eyeball it pretty well generally. So Linda, are you going to do anything about that? That not showing up? Are you going to do it? It's always a question, you know. Do you want to sit on the phone forever for something that you don't probably really care that much about, or are you going to just wait it out? It'll eventually show up. I would definitely call Stampin' Up! Though, because now should I use crumb cake or soft suede? I think we'll use crumb cake. We'll just do the nut cap straight on without any stamping off, and then that'll give me my darker color. Of course, with this one, it's going to be not that much darker. I kind of have a nice highlight going because my stamp apparently rocked a little there, and though it was accidental, that turned out well. I didn't get any of my news out. I have a little news sheet. I'll have to get that out and see what's going on, because it's fun to chat with you about what craziness is going on out in the world. Kind of things I'm coming across. It's gotten so crazy out there that you don't have to look far for nutty news. If Paul Harvey were alive today, then can you imagine how many absolutely hilarious, outrageous stories he would be telling us about the rest of the story? Too bad we don't have any of those rests of the stories anymore. Might keep people a little more sensible. Okay, so Linda, you sent an email. Okay, I'm waiting. Oh boy, I'm sorry. I'm email and Stampin' Up. I don't know. I think you'd have better luck calling them, but then you'd want to do it when you know you can get right in and not have to wait on the phone. I'm not sure. Maybe they respond to their emails really quickly. Maybe I'm all wrong about that. All right, so we have our little nut done. And now I'm going to do this cute cup. Now, the little cute cup is from Warm Hugs. And I've been using this set a lot. It's got these wonderful little labels. I do really like oh, it's kind of dark here. Hopefully this is light enough. It has, I do like the You're the Marshmallows in My Cocoa. That's cute. But some of the other sentiments they're all really good. They're pretty much Christmassy, but the I Like You a Latte is very general. Eat, drink, and be cozy. That's pretty general too. So even though it's primarily Christmas and autumn themes, you could, you could use anywhere. And you can always leave off the Merry Christmas sentiment and, you know, just do this one's on me. That's good. So it is a really good set. Now, it has all of these sleeves. Should I go get my cup really quick? Let me do it. All right, so it has all of these sleeves so that you can make this cute. Let's put you up so you can see a little better. Cute little cup holder. Isn't that adorable? And then you can get your little label on there. And this is the sleeve wrap. Now that's my autumn one, and I did a little Halloween one. Caveat note for you to be aware of: the sleeve dies actually there's two pieces, and the little ruffle that you saw around the edge also is two pieces. So you have two pieces and two pieces on a sleeve wrap. So instead of doing that, I ended up just cutting a long sleeve wrap for both. I didn't like having so many seams. It does have a nice little, holes like for cocoa or coffee beans. I mean, holes that you can put in there. That's cute. and it does a random and a straight on pattern. But the reason I think I'm gonna enjoy this Warm Hugs, I would have been disappointed with these if it had not been for the fact that it has this really nice stitched circle. And this is a size we need. It's a little bigger than our Stitched Shapes circle, a little smaller than the bigger one, you know what I'm saying. This is the size I needed, and it actually fits all of these really well. And so anyhow, I am going to be using that on this card, but I also am using the little cup. Okay, so the little cup has that little fill in it. Oh, there you are. I set you out. So let's grab that little cup and stick you on there. And we'll move you down just a little bit. Now this time we're going to use black, so let's get rid of this cocoa and the suede. Get our tuxedo black out. All right, now if you want to order anything, use my host code, and then that way I'll know for sure who you are, and because you'll leave your name and all of that good information, and then I will send you you know, some embellishments or something comparable to whatever your order was. I wonder what the phone is all about. We've been getting a lot more phone calls lately. All right, so we're going to do the little cup random in about the same manner, and I'm going to do them in between our nuts. All right, so here we go. Let's see how it goes. We're going to put quite a few of those out. And then I might put fewer as I go. We'll see. You're just going to want to eyeball it. You want to leave some room for your pine cones and your leaves. So I don't really want to fill it all up, and I don't want it to be too obvious of a pattern. I want it to be somewhat random. All right. And it doesn't have to stay right on your squares. This DSP though is really handy to give you a guide for placement, but it's not going to be a strict placement. You can have some fun with it. Jeff and I, this weekend, Jeff wanted to treat me to, he knows I love to hike, and so it was a treat for me more than him. I think he wanted to do something fun at the end of the summer, because today is the day he basically goes back to work. Right now he's in there in his Zoom meetings, slaving away, listening to a lot of hooey and a little good. I'm sure he's getting a little, I know he's getting some information that he needs, like just how are we doing this, you know, so it's not all nonsense, but much of it probably is. Okay, I think I don't want to get too carried away with my cups because I want to leave room for other stuff, so I think that's going to do. Now we'll take that little cup off and get the fill color. So Jeff took, he looked, he heard, a friend told him that Lake Tipsu was a really nice hike. It's up on the east side of Mount Rainier in the Cascades, about a 2.5-hour drive from us. And I'm gonna use, did I use Real Red? Ooh, it's looking to me like I used cranberry. Now this DSP is not, I don't think that's Real Red. So I'm gonna grab out my cherry cobbler. It's not cranberry, it's cherry cobbler. I think that's what I'm using. So let's test it and see if it is. Yes, it is. It's not Real Red. Okay, put you away. Now, isn't that cute? This cup is so cute. I'm going to do some of them straight on like this. And then some of them I'm going to stamp off like that. Isn't that cute, cute, cute? You're going to love this. I'm just telling you. And then you can just kind of do random. Oops, kind of flubbed that one a little bit. Let's try to be more careful here. Anyway, so the friend had told Jeff that he and his wife had just been up there. It had been really, really a nice hike around a lake and easy to do. You know, not too much work doing it because it's still pretty warm. But he said that it was a lot cooler up there because the elevation's quite high. And I think he said that the day they were there, it was in the 70s. And so for us, that was pretty appealing because we've still been having 90-degree days. Although I think today is going to be more like a 86. How are you guys doing over there on the more on the east side, Linda? Because I heard there was some really strong storms going through your area still. And we're all concerned about all of those storms. Anyway, so so Jeff said, how would you like, this will be a treat for us to go do this. And my initial thinking was 2.5-hour drive. It'll be mountain, so that'll be nice. It's going to be kind of a long drive because we're going to do church first, and then we went and got frozen yogurt after church. That's what we do. Now that they're finally open again, we can do that, and that's been fun. So we did. We did it at our church. That was good. In our living room, which is, yeah. And it's nice. It's nice that the people do it. I mean, sheesh, they're excellent. If I was in the church service getting that, I would be so thrilled. But it's just not the same when you're, yeah. Anyway. It's a good thing they're really good musicians, and the fact that, again, we have that is I need to just be really grateful for it. I'm glad that we are allowed to do that. But anyhow, we went and did our yogurt, and that was wonderful. Our yogurt place, was closed for a while, and then when they reopened, because there are acorns on here, let's do the oak leaf. Okay, I do actually like the maple leaf a tiny bit better, but that's just like, do you like 88 degrees and no storms? Oh, good. Awesome. 88's pretty warm, though. How do you feel about that? All right, so we'll use black. We're not going to get quite as many leaves on here as I might like because I want to still save room for my pine cone. So let's just kind of eyeball this. And see where we can get our leaves. When you're watching someone else do this, it's almost like playing a card game, and you keep waiting for them to put like a solitaire game. You keep thinking, move your red queen onto your black king. Okay, how come you can't see that? This is sort of the same thing. All right. So anyhow, we went up there after yogurt. That was good. Oh, the yogurt guy. So it's the manager now. So it's been sweet. It's not sweet for all the employees he had to lay off, obviously. But I'm telling you, that yogurt place has never been so clean. And it has never been so timely, as in we get there when it actually opens and they're never ready. They're never ready. So we sit out in the parking lot waiting for the employee to finish cleaning up and getting everything ready, and we go in and we get our yogurt, and then we look out at the tables that we need to sit at outside, and they're never up and ready, and the employee's looking at us like with a bored expression. Do you really want to sit outside? And it's like, well, yeah, because I don't want to listen to the music you put on in here. So yes, I do. Would you please? So I say, Jeff will say nothing, of course. I'll say, would it be okay if we sat outside? Oh, do you want to? And then they say, oh, you want me to move some tables? Would you please? Oh, thank you so much. Thinking that should have been done. Well, the manager's finding out that they need a little more opening time, apparently, because he can't get it done either. But he has a whole different attitude, such as, Yeah, because right now you have to sit outside. You're not even allowed to sit inside anyway. So he's like, let me get those tables out. But he would be doing that anyhow. So he's been a delight. I've been really enjoying the yogurt shop since they had to go to just management running the whole show. And we did that, and that was really good. And then we took our long drive up to Lake Tipsu. And, you know, out of the Tri-Cities, it takes you an hour and a half before you get to attractive driving. You're in desert. It's sagebrush. And if you're lucky, you're going to be in a place where there will be some hills. So it gives you a little variety. And it's pretty dull. And then after you get through Yakima, you have to go through Yakima, and then you get to the tree line, and it starts to be very beautiful. So that part of the drive was pretty. But again, you're driving in almost an hour and a half. Uh-oh, just got a notification that lightning is 10 miles from here. Uh-oh, Linda. Lightning. Now see, that's something we don't get a whole lot, and I really miss that. When we lived in Indiana, when I was a little tiny child, that was exciting enough, though. I still remember it, even though I was, you know, three or four. So I'm not sure as an adult what it'd be like to live where there's kind of scary lightning, because as an adult, I've never lived in a place like that. We've been in the mountains where it was that way one time, one teen camp. Oops, I can't stamp on that. What am I doing? I need that. I don't need this. This is what I meant to put away. All right, so black. Now we get our little pine cones out. I know this is somewhat tedious for you to watch, but I did want you to see how, you know, actually pretty quick. Again, I'm going to get 2 cards from this one piece that I'm stamping on. And when you are a new stamper just starting out, you need a bunch of little stamps like this. And when you've been stamping for, you know, almost getting close to 30 years now for me, I have tons and tons of little stamps, but I do have to say I am still buying them because these are clear and my other ones are wood. They're the old wood ones, and I can't really see placement of my pine cones, because I do have a cute little pine cone stamp, but it's wood, and I can't see. And I'm getting more on it because when I finished this, I realized I could have done that. So I'm putting a little more on here than I did on that other one. All right, and I'm gonna go all the way to the edge because I'm gonna use this whole piece, I think. I don't know that I'm leaving much of it unused. It's the other really good thing about these little 6x6 pieces. I kind of like them because I think I tend to use more of it. Let's see, voila. I think we're gonna have that covered anyway. I see that one spot, but I think it's gonna be covered. So we go up there. It's a pretty long drive, pretty tired. Get to just about 5 minutes from Lake Tipsu. You're an hour outside of Tacoma, Washington, which is a very large city. So we end up having to share Lake Tipsu with, like, I don't know, Jeff laughed. We laughed a lot about it after we left and got home because it was almost like being at Disneyland, but not the fun that we expected. It was so crowded. They were very pleasant people. It was nice to see so many wonderful, nice families. Oh, I forgot. I do need to do my little extras because these guys, they all get cut out. So we're going to do some extras. And this is where I'm putting some nice little oak leaves. Is this the one I'm using? I think it is. Okay, so if you're wondering, I'm going to put this out. This card is 8 7/8 inches by 6 1/4 inches, and then scored at 4 1/4. So it's a little bigger than your average one. Uh-oh, where's my There it is. Okay, so I've got a little scrap of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp some extra acorns. Let's get the acorn out of the way because I need that soft suede for that. I'll forget if I don't do it. Hey, Freddie, it's nice to see you. You are having a bad storm. I knew storms were coming. I'm sorry that that's affecting your streaming service. I'm curious to see what all of our Zoom meetings are going to do with the streaming service, because of course everything's online, and Jeff's going to have to totally work from home online. So far, that's what the news is. And that is going to affect our bandwidth. So if I disappear eventually, that means, yeah, we're having bandwidth problems. Of course, for you, it might be worse than bandwidth. Okay, I do want to stamp off again for each one of these little nuts. Okay, so Lake Tipsu, what ended up being, we called it more of a, like a pond, or almost like backwash. It would. Thank you for sharing, Freddie. I appreciate that. You are so sweet. Trudy won our drawing today, so congratulate. You can congratulate Trudy. That was great that she did that. Now we'll get the little cap out, and we'll just stamp straight on with that. There were like a ton of Asian and Hispanic families, which was nice because a lot of the parks that I go to tend to be pretty much Caucasian, and we do have a very large Hispanic and Asian population in Washington State. So it's always kind of interesting to me, and I think that's changing. I think our other nationalities are feeling more comfortable using our park systems, and they should. I don't know why. I think it's just a cultural thing where they come from. Their families don't have, you know, the United States has, from our founding fathers, a vision of public spaces being used by the public, not being used by the rich elitists only. And we have probably much, much more parkland set aside for people to use than certainly anywhere in the Latin countries or Latin America countries, and certainly Asian countries. Well, you know, many of those, their governments are so... All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I've got 4 of these on here, so we'll just do 4. And a couple of oak leaves. It was beautiful. I do have to say, it was they had many more wildflowers out, you know, than I expected. Like the asters were all blooming, and some Indian paintbrush was blooming. Lupines were blooming. Oop, electric pops and off. Takes about 15 to, oh my goodness, Freddie, I'm so sorry. In this world of internet usage, this would be a problem, having your internet go down. Ours has been doing really well, much better than I expected with all the use that's going on with it, because everybody's having to use it. Like literally everybody. All right, so we definitely want red maple leaves. Okay, so, oh, that's a oak leaf. Okay, so I think we're gonna do terracotta tile for my oak leaf. Now that's kind of not matching my color theme, but this is gonna be pretty close to an orangey color. It's not quite orange enough to be pumpkin pie. I don't want it to be that orange. That would really clash. But a stamped off terracotta tile, that's close enough in hue to our cranberry color that it doesn't clash. And now we can use our cherry, I guess it's cherry cobbler. I keep calling it cranberry, but it's actually cherry cobbler. So we'll get one dark leaf color going there, and then the rest we'll stamp off and do a lighter one. We'll see how accurate I can get with placement when my head's not like right in there. They're a little darker than I kind of wanted. I think I did these a little lighter, but that's okay. It's going to work out just fine. Okay, now I got to cut all of those little guys out. Should we assemble a card a little bit first? I don't know if I want to or not. Today is a day I just don't feel like I want to be rushed. But I do want to get this trimmed so that and you can see, I can actually, with the cards that I'm doing, I could get 3 out of this one sheet. Oh, I forgot to do my pine cones. Got to color in those pine cones. What am I thinking? And I didn't even put away my maple leaf yet. So as we walked around, so this was not a lake, okay? A lake in the Cascades, we've seen them. They're giant. I mean, huge and beautiful. So Jeff, after we got done and we were driving home, he said, okay, I'm gonna take you to, instead of taking a right back there, you know, where that fork was, we're gonna go left. And we're gonna go this other direction next time because I know now this is crumb cake, and this is, if I forget and just stamp straight on, you know, it's not going to be so dark. In fact, let's just do it just to save a little time. We're going to just, because they're pine cones, they should be a little darker. Darker than my acorn. And since I did it with tuxedo black for the outline, it's going to just show up fine. Anyhow, but the wildflowers were really pretty. As we walked around this lake, which took about 10 minutes, and I'm not kidding, it was so small. And there were 2 of them, and that was covering both of them. There were a lot of beautiful wildflowers, not as many as you would see in the spring. As I was going along and seeing the leaves of the ones that weren't blooming, I've seen pictures of this place, and when I've seen the pictures, I've always envisioned a much larger expanse. It's so small that you can take the whole thing in one. You wouldn't have to put panorama on your camera hardly. You could just take a regular snapshot. Because, you know, a lot of times when I've been in the Cascades and we've looked at Mount Rainier and various things, your vista is, I mean, you'd have to take like you'd have to turn around in a whole circle, you know, to get everything in the shot. So it was funny. It was funny. We enjoyed the drive, and it was a good trip, but it definitely was not worth the 2.5-hour drive for just that one outing. All right, so we did the 10-minute walk around the lake, saw everything, but like because it was so crowded, hilariously crowded, every 10 feet of the path, we had to step off the path to let the crowd pass by, or they stepped off and we passed by, one or the other. So it was just so crowded, which is, again, not what you go to a remote, beautiful. You're going to see in my newsletter in the future, I've already put it out. Picture of Jeff and I with the mountain, you know, behind us. And you're going to think, oh, what a beautiful trip. And that's so nice. There's no, you know, it's on the road, but, you know, nice, empty expanse, beautiful. Well, you're going to know, you guys are going to know, no one else will, that there were just tons of people all over there. I had to use the restroom, but I was not going to stand. They were waiting a half hour to get into the restroom. So I said, no, I can wait. Let's just go. Another reason we wanted to do the walk in 10 minutes. All right, now that is done. So let's take cranberry, cherry cobbler. Boy, I'm having a hard time remembering this. And I did not even write any other instructions, but we know that this is going to be 6 1/4. I better just measure it because I didn't measure it. So let's do that. It is, let's get our thing oriented correctly. It looks like 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, I'm assuming this is 5 1/2 across, and it's pretty close. So we go 3 1/4. And now that we know that, that's going to tell me what I need this to be. So we need this to be 3 inches, or maybe a little more, 3 inches. And we need it to be about 5 1/4, or maybe just a little more. And then that should lay on here nicely with a little border. And we'll set these aside. This I'll throw away, but this I'm going to use in another card. So let me stick it over there. And, oops, where's my glue? I'm gonna get my regular contraband glue going here on the side, because today I am not feeling confident. And on days I don't feel confident, I want a lot of wiggle room. Now this one is kind of an askew deal, so even if I hadn't gotten it on there right, it would have been fine. Okay, so that's good. Now we've got our got my base card already done. So this again is 8 7/8 by 6 1/4. Ooh, I've got a dark smudge. I think I stepped on it there. A little dark smudge going there and here. So I'm gonna have to put our crumb cake. I'm gonna lay my crumb cake right on here. And this crumb cake is 4 1/2 inches across by 6 1/4. Okay. So I'm gonna work a little magic on the side over here. You can kind of hear that happening. Just pretend you don't notice it. Talk amongst yourselves, and we'll put that right on there. This is crumb cake that I'm sticking on here. And you can see I don't know what I did, but obviously it's not quite the right size, so we'll just trim off that edge. Measurements, you just do your best. All right, now we'll take this as our other Plaid Tidings DSP. That's what this paper was, and that's what this one is too. And this, of course, is 6 inches across, and we are gonna cut it here at about 4 1/4. Okay, we're gonna do it a little bigger than 4 1/4, just to make sure, because I can trim it again. I'm gonna save that, because I'll be using that piece somewhere. Let's see if it's too wide. Nope, it's not. That's perfect. All right, so we'll do this one over here on the side also. Oops, you know what I did? I am gonna have to cut another piece of crumb cake, because I forgot. I don't want to adhere that to the base card yet. I've got ribbon to go around you. So I've already got this all inked up. Let's see. Grab out another big sheet of crumb cake, and we'll stick you on here. And then I'll just trim it around. And we'll have 2 pieces of crumb cake on top. It's gonna be a little thicker. That's okay, it can be a little thicker. My goodness, I can't believe how long this is taking me. I have 3 cards to do, and I'm more than halfway done as far as time goes. So we'll just see what we can accomplish. Not too concerned about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If you guys get bored, you can leave. I give you permission to. It's nice of you to be willing to stick it out with me, but life goes on. Thank you, Freddie, for hearing nothing. All right, do not glue you. We'll stick you aside. All right, so we want to put this like this. Isn't this ribbon cute? Now, you're going to really love this ribbon, and I haven't even gotten to my tag yet. Okay, let's stick on some dimensionals, and we'll get you on. Make sure I got it all stamped the way I want, and some of it'll be flubbed. So whenever you're doing this many, I mean, some of them are going to be flubbed. You're going to want to flip it around until you can see, okay, the most flubbed part is going underneath this tag. But unfortunately, my most flubbed part is, where is it? I saw it here a minute ago. It's here. That's not going to work on my tag. I don't want my tag here. I could put it there. So let's do that. Let's just put the flubbed part here. Tag's going to be in a little different spot. Oh, well. All right, so we'll get a bunch of dimensionals on here. I don't know about you, but when we go to the mountains, Jeff, he could be with like 1 million people and it would never bother him. For me, it's like, well, I'm going to the mountains because I don't want to see any people. And it's not because I don't like people. I love people. They're fine. I just don't want them around me when I'm at the mountains. I'm there at the mountains to see the mountains, not to see people. So it was a disappointing drive and trip and all that, but it's just more of the same of what's happening everywhere anyway. So we had a good time anyhow. That's the way it is for us. We just have a good time anyway. And we were glad to get back home, and it was nice. It was cooler up there, and we got to see a pretty spot that I hadn't seen before. And I do realize that my photos of it that I had seen as a child probably just as good as the actual being there when you're having to share it with like an entire major city's population. All right, I'll put this, better do it this way. All right, stick you on there. And now we can wrap our ribbon around. Now this ribbon is so soft and pliable. Anyone can make a beautiful ribbon with this bow, or a beautiful bow with this ribbon. I'm not a bow fan. I love the look of them, and I do put a lot of them on stuff, but my bow talent is seriously lacking. Now where I want the tag is where I want the bow, and so if we're gonna have our tag here, you know what, I want my bow up here regardless of where that tag is gonna go. All right, so we'll just do that. You're seeing me do a bow poorly, but you're going to see that it doesn't even matter. With this ribbon, your bow can be like a total flop. It's still going to look good. It does have to be tighter, though. Maybe I might have to knot it here. Let's see. Spin around. Try that again. There we go. It's still kind of hanging loose. Why? Why are you hanging loose? Okay. Stop making a liar out of me, ribbon. You're easy. I just told everybody you are. Maybe if I go this way. Let's do it different. What's the saying? You know, you do everything the same and expect a different outcome. All right, there you go. Now that worked better. Beautiful. It's so soft. That's the thing about it that I really like. It's just so soft. And if you don't pull it too terribly tight, you're going to get a nicer result. But I'm trying to make sure I don't have it hanging there. I don't want it hanging. My scissors are dull. These must be my other scissors. Okay. All right, so that bow is done. And then I wanted to use my, where is it? Oh, come on, where are you? I had you out. Oh, there you are. You are out. That's why I can't see you. I hope it's not dark. I'm thinking my shot is sort of dark here today. I've got a lamp over on the side, but maybe if I move you over away from that lamp, maybe it won't be quite so dark. I've got a bunch of stuff blocking the light coming from this side. This is our old, oh, you put the ribbon on flat and then you tie the bow onto the flat. I have done that, and that always looks better. Always looks better. And I always think it's going to get too bulky doing that. It never is. It is definitely the best way to do a bow, for sure. All right, let's wrap this around 2 times, leaving just a little bit because I'm just tying this in a knot. I don't need two bows. This is really soft. It's baker's twine. I don't know if they're even selling that anymore. That soft. It's almost like a knitting kind of yarn. It's not so much like a baker's twine. The baker's twine tends to be, you know, stiffer, but this brand that they used that for last year, I bought a bunch because I really liked it. It was soft. All of the colors are the mossy green and the there was a crushed curry, all kinds of black. Anyway, I got a bunch of this cream because I really like it. I like it because you can fuzz the edge really well. You know, a little fuzzy always looks good. Just softens it up nicely. All right, getting to the end of this card, and I might only get one done today. My goodness, this was not... I want to make sure I get the other one done too. That's the match to this DSP, but I don't know. We'll just see. All right, so we've got that part done. Now I can stick it onto my card. And because I have all this thickness back here, I'm going to have to do dimensionals. I could glue it, but it would just leave a ridged edge there. And I'm making sure that my label's going to end up going up there in that corner, because otherwise I would have had to have moved that twine, and I kind of forgot when I was monkeying around with it. So you can put a bunch of these on here. And then the tricky part is trying to get it to stick on the card without getting it all crooked. Right? My daughter-in-law, congratulations to you. She just won the trip for her. She does perfectly posh, and she's really good at doing that. She's a sweetheart. I wish I could be closer to them, but it's probably nice having mother-in-law a little farther away rather than closer. Kind of nice for them to have their life to themselves and not have to be bothered so much. They wouldn't consider it that way, I'm sure. Of course they wouldn't, right? No. Actually, they might not. They're pretty good about that, but I would love to be able to see them all a bit more. So congratulations to Abelin for winning her trip. It's awesome. I think they're going on a cruise. I'm not sure where. All right, we'll line that up there. Stick that on. Oops, I got a dimensional poking out. It stuck to my finger. There we go. All right, so now the ribbon's on. Now that's on. Get all this out of the way. We do want our crumb cake because we're going to use that for the tag. I still am going to cut all of these out, but we'll wait until we get closer to the end to do that. All right, where is another little piece of Whisper White? There you are. And Warm Hugs. Now this is a great name for a mug thing. Warm Hugs. We're going to use the Warm Hugs stamp. Warm Hugs to you all season long. Cute. This would be so cute. Oops, there it is. With some hot chocolate, you know, a little gift thing in the little mug carrier and all. Well, that's what I'm going to do with it anyway. Okay, so we've got a must stamped one, so we'll do this one again, crumb cake, and then I need a couple of little mugs to go in it. Also need to use this little octagon. Is this an octagon? Let me count the size. It looks like It looks like a 6 side. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it is an octagon. And we need cherry cobbler. Now we're doing a layered stamp, so just do you there. Oh, I stuck my fingers right in that. Very foolishly. Try to get some of that off. I'm liking my new nail polish. It's got swirls in it, and it's pretty. It actually went on really well. All right. Okay, so that's that, and then we're gonna do this. Now I'm gonna have to get out the cutting machine, so let's raise this up. Okay, and clear off a space. Oh, let's clean you off before I forget. Those red inks just really ruined these as far as leaving memories of stamping. Don't worry about it. As long as you clean it off, it'll be fine. You could clean them with a stamp cleaner and probably get it close to clean, but I'm thinking your red is always gonna leave a little residue, a little memory of red. All right, so here's our cutting machine, and I'm still really liking it. Still really liking it, but really the best thing about it is that I like the plates that it comes with, and the fact that these arms close up. That's the best thing about it. So if you like your old one that you have, and it's working fine, then you're good to just stay with it. This does not have enough oomph for extra to warrant spending the extra money. And my dies keep falling off my thing there. Oh, I forgot the cups. Let's stamp those really quick. I need 2 of them. So we'll stick you on there. Let's do you really fast. I need to get out my better plates too so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we want, oops, I didn't get it all. 1, 2. And crumb cake. No, not crumb cake. Crumb cake would probably look cute too, but we're going to stick with cherry cobbler. Now I'm finding once you get your stamp on there, if you just put your finger right on there, you're going to get a really nice solid impression. And if you don't do that, I always tend to rock the stamp a little bit. I'm trying not to, but I just do. So rocking it, actually you can get sometimes an interesting little highlight, maybe in a place you didn't want it. But all right, now we can put our machine back up here. And let me grab a couple of other plates so you can see better. Let's do it this way. They're numbered, but I've got 2 number 3s going here, so I don't think it's going to matter. This is our number 2. Yeah, I'm gonna just do 2 number 3s, and I'm gonna do this one first, and this one here. Get that out of there. My magnet doesn't always grab the way it should, so I might not be able to do. It's interacting with this one, oddly. So, can't really do that one there. There's the little mug. Let's see if it'll work. Yeah, the magnet's kind of grabbing that one too. We'll see if it'll go through. No, it's gonna shift. Better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so we've got that done. And now we'll try this guy. Magnet. The magnet is just a magnet. You know what? Magnets have a life of their own. They sort of do their own thing. You can tape your, you can use washi tape and tape it on, but then I have to scrape tape off of my die. I don't like having to do that. And I also have at times, uh-oh, where did I put my cup? I had the cup die out. There you are. Oh, thought I'd set it on the desk somewhere. That's just like me. Set it on the desk and lose it totally. So just shift your paper to where your magnet is going to go, because you're not going to ever have a lot of luck fighting that magnet. Here's one little cup. And the next little cup. Isn't it cute? I do like the size of this. So last Christmas we had the big cups, and I like those, but because they fill the whole sheet. But you know, when you like the DSP, the paper you're using, you don't want it all covered up with a big giant cup. And one cup's fine, but 2 cups is always better. So anyway, I like this little mini. All right, now we're going to go ahead while we've got the cutting machine out. We'll do these. And that, of course, is from the, oh, I must have fussy cut them. Oh, autumn punch pack. Whew, scared me. There's a punch. We'll use the punch on that. But I do want to cut out this stitched one from Cherry Cobbler. While we're here, let's see if my other cards have got, while we're here, we're going to do this one too, because I'm going to use that one on the next card. I'm looking at the time thinking, oh, I don't know if that next one's happening, but if it is, we will at least have that cut out already. All right, now let's set you aside. Plates, let's get you out of the way. And I hope I got all my pieces back in there. All right, we'll put you back down. Hopefully my light is fine. And I'll adjust that as we go. All right, so there are 3 cute punches for this. There's the little acorn. Let's grab this out. Okay, so your artist's tape, you said that about artist's tape before, and I kind of forgot about it because I was going to ask you about it. Do you know what the name of it is, Freddie? Because I think that would be really useful for me. Here's 1 and 2. This is a lot better than fussy cutting, ladies. You don't want to be fussy cutting these leaves. That's another reason why I bought this set, because I had so many leaves already, but I love these little maple ones. And I love that it'll punch right out. Okay, get my scrap out of the way. There's the little acorn. Artist tape. I know, I see that, but it's got to be there's got to be a brand. Does any artist tape work? Like just any? It's all called just artist tape. I have never heard of it. So how come I've never heard of it? It's so funny that there are things in this world, you know. You've been a shopper your whole life. I went to a not for very long, so that's probably why I don't know about artist tape, but I went to a community college, and that's probably another reason why I don't know anything about it, but it was an art thing, and you would have thought that that would have been in one of my first little startup kits, was the Reality of Artists tape. And the fact that I didn't know about that just makes me wonder if that's why I did poorly in that. I don't know. Something's wrong. Something's amiss. And it's probably me. Okay. I want the whole cap, not just part of it. Okay, there we go. There is a trick to our punches that if you cut too much away from it, from the sides of it, you've got to cut just the right amount away from the sides so you can still grasp it. Not, got to be at the right angle so you can maneuver it about. There's always a trick. Okay, maple leaf, oak leaf. Let's go with the maple leaf. Nope, not that one. This one. So it always, every time I use a punch, I always think, I feel like the punch is so much faster to use than the die. But when I'm actually using the punch, it feels like the die is so much quicker and easier to use than the punch. What do you guys think? Is the punch quicker or is the die quicker? I know I look a lot shakier using the punch. Ah, come on, guy. You can do it. You can do it. Get yourself in there. My angle's off a little bit here for my... Come on. I'm going to have to just abandon that part right there and trim it a little more and give it another go. I didn't leave enough. Okay, we might end up just using the 3 because I'm getting tired of it. Getting tired of fussing with this. And I think I might have done an extra oak leaf. So let's skip you and go straight to the oak leaf. Whew, that was a good decision. Right. There we go. Whew, that's better. We're moving along at a better pace. Kind of like being in line when there's road construction going on. You're on a trip and you've been stopped on the highway because of road construction, and it's worse to be going at a snail's pace than to be stopped. When you're stopped, you know it is gonna end. One day it will end and traffic will flow. But when you're going at a snail's pace, you have no idea what's going on, why you are going at a snail's pace. And it could go on for miles and miles. You have no way of knowing. It's the not knowing that's killer. I don't know that I need these punches out, but we'll stick them to the side. Okay, almost done. We've got our little tag already assembled, so we can stick this on here. Now there's my flubbed spot. So we'll stick it on the flubbed spot and grab out our dimensionals, and we will stick you on first and just build you as we go, sort of a label builder. Okay, and then this part goes next. We'll do a little glue on you. Okay, like that. And then the little circle part, we'll use a couple of mini dimensionals. Well, more than a couple. Want a few, maybe 4. Come on, stay on there. There we go. Stay on. I just want your backing off, not the whole thing. There we go. Warm hugs all season long. Let's put it right side up. Right there. Okay, and then we could put on our cute little mugs. Where did the other mug go? Oh, did you lose yourself? That's a backing piece. Oh, you're right there. Okay. Little mini dimensional on the mug. Ah, you texted me a picture of it. Thank you so much, Freddie. That was kind of you to do. I'll put it on our website because, or our Facebook team page, because that would they probably already know all about it, but I sure didn't. I want the darker mug. I thought I did a darker one. Well, I did, sorta. So we'll put the darker mug on the top here. Like so. And then you've got your little leaf pieces kind of sticking off the edge. So let's find an oak leaf. Well, I didn't do one there, so we'll stick one there. I'm not, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not seeing any maples because I didn't do any maple leaves. I'm gonna put, yeah, we're gonna stick you right there. And another one right there. My time is done. I can't believe I've only got one card done. I had 3 planned. This happens every week. How do they do it, those experts out there in the field who get 4 projects done? My goodness, they are good. All right, there we go. Put that there. I do want the little acorns on. They're so cute. And I could, if I have a flubbed acorn, I can stick my dimensional acorn piece right up on top of it. Like that one, sort of flubbed. So that was flubbed too. But I could use a blending pen to fix that if I want to. It's so minuscule. Somebody might actually look at it and think I'd planned it. When you're a musician, you play, in public, you just learn to pretend that everything you did was purposeful, and no one ever knows any different. They don't care really. Even if they did know it was, they're gonna care if they think you're lying. So I'm not advocating that. But when you're playing something and you make a mistake, you just don't act like you made a mistake, right? You just keep going. It's fine. If somebody says to you later, you gave a funny look, was that a mistake? Then I, of course, would always say, yeah, it was really disappointing because I'd worked really hard on that one time over and over and over again, so I would not make that mistake. And I still made that mistake. But if you were a professional who didn't mind lying to people, I guess, you would say, no, it was purposeful. Usually it's just best not to take yourself too seriously, and then a little accident here and there just means you're human. All right, you could go on and on. I do have one more, but we're gonna call it good. And it's pretty cute. Should we go on to one more? Who's leaving? You might have to leave. I certainly understand if you do, but this next one, almost all the work is done, so it's gonna go quicker. All right, so on this next one, this one is 8 and 7/8 this direction, or no, 8 and 1/4 this way, and 5 7/8 this way. And we don't have any ribbon, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna just take my DSP and lay it right on. So this again is your Plaid Tidings DSP. I am going to use up that whole pack. I don't usually use up a whole pack of my DSP, but this one I am going to because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just going to lay that on there, and then I can take my little scissors and trim off my excess without worrying about my measurements too much. We'll let you go aside because I'll probably use you. And then this is going to go on a little strip of cherry cobbler, okay? So our cherry cobbler, I want you to be on a dimensional. So let's just do this for speed's sake. Okay. Now I do need to use my trimmer for this part. Let's see how wide it is. They make the card ahead of time and then cut their card. Yeah, you know, I mean, I do know that. And it's when I started doing this, I just wasn't gonna do that because the problem is that there's a lot of accidents that happen. And yeah, I wanted to show the whole world, I guess, that accidents aren't a bad thing. You can adjust. Okay, I think I just cut that 2 inches, but let's make sure. It's a little bit bigger. So because it's 2 inches, we're gonna go 1 7/8, and we'll see if that leaves me, oh yeah, plenty of a border because I don't want a lot. Now I still have this one little strip yet. We'll set it aside. I'm probably gonna use it at some point in time. Okay, put your little, this is gonna go, I'm just gonna have borders on the sides of this DSP that I just did and not on the top, so I can just glue it straight on there and trim the bottom. You're gonna, oh, bye Freddie, thanks. And yes, dinner, that sounds good. All right, now we'll do our dimensionals on the back of this. Well, I suppose if a person didn't want to watch all of this, and I could understand that, but on the other hand, a lot of crafting happens in the margins of those videos. So I'm always a little suspicious when they do anything off screen and have it already done for them. You know, whether they did it or somebody else did it. I'm just always a little suspicious about the product. So I like to see how easy the thing is to use. If it's not very easy to do, I'm probably not gonna want to invest in it. So that was one reason I didn't want to do things that way. But yes, I'm only getting one card done generally. All right, so we'll lay that right on there. And this little bit of brown, we want to use our Celebration Labels die, the little one. It's cute, isn't it? I really like these Celebration dies. They're really nice. I'm going to just run it on the side over here really quick. That soft suede. Just using that one little die. And then, oh, I did this one and actually needed a circle out of that. It's okay, we'll get the circle out. Put that away, and we'll do a stitched circle. Now, having these pieces done ahead of time is fine, but for most of them, it's pretty, you know, pretty standard. But I like to see how well these things cut out. Some of them cut out better than others. When I see somebody struggling with it, I know it's not one that I'm going to want to do. Now, because this is raised and this is going to go over a partly raised and a not raised section, so I want to put dimensionals on this side that needs to be raised up, and I want to put glue on this side, right? So that it is level right there. Okay, and then we'll take the dimensional, raise that. You don't want to have too many dimensionals or you're going to have such a fat card you're going to have to pay extra postage. Okay, so that's going right there. And I didn't end up using that after all. And where's my white? Whisper White. We'll take you and do another cranberry. We're going to do cranberry with this, and we're going to do soft suede with the I Like You a Latte. Is that what that is? No, that's the Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy. Where's my I Like You a Latte? It is in here. Where is it? There, oh, there you are, right there. I Like You a Latte. I like that. It's cute. Cute and sweet. Oh, you're just not letting go of me. There we go. Okay, cherry cobbler. Now, I could have used real red, I suppose, because this DSP looks more real red than cherry cobbler, but oh well. There we go. I was looking for my cleaner, couldn't find it. And I Like You a Latte. Oh, we better leave that out. I need one more cup. Let's do that cup. Okay, let's grab that cup. We just need one. Oops, I don't need the stamp. All right, there, we got our cup done too. And then we'll do our, anything with latte in it, that's got to be brown. So we'll have to do soft suede. Now, I could use black. I've got some black in there. But we're going to do soft suede. And I am not going to get all those leaves done because that is just going to be way over time, and I am not going to do that. So we will just get it finished quickly without. Now, there you are, soft suede. I've got so much stuff all over my desk right now. All right, I Like You a Latte. Cute, cute. And grab out, this is where I needed this die. This octagonal one and our little cup die again. Cut you out. Right over here on the side, if I can get my magnet to cooperate with me, is the big question. I love that rolling sound. It means they're doing something anyway. So there's the cup, there's this tag, and we'll put the dice away. Throw those in there. And we're almost done. Now this one we can glue right on there. Sweet. Because it's an octagon, it can twist a little bit if your sentiment, like mine, didn't quite get where you wanted it. Oops. You're gonna be there, okay. We'll put another one on then. Little dimensional got a little partner you didn't need. Okay, there we go. There is our cup right on the side. Isn't that cute? So you will have to imagine your leaves. I do have one acorn I could stick on there. That was my leftover. And if I wanted to punch, I could even just punch some of those, couldn't I? Because they're already done. So let's do an acorn. And then I'll just have a little bit smaller piece there. Okay, there's one. And an oak leaf. And we'll call it good. I like the falling leaf theme. Autumn's one of my favorite seasons. How about you? It's the crisp scent in the air. I like cooler weather, so I think after sweating it out through the summer, I'm always really happy to have a cooler weather. I bet my phone battery's gonna go here in a minute. This is going so long. All right, one more and we are done. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Appreciate that. And I hope that you enjoyed watching me make this set. All of the fun things you can do with it. It's cute. Again, so that was our warm hugs tags and that beautiful autumn. Let me move the camera up. My battery is good. I'm shocked. All right. Thank you again so much for watching with me and sharing it. And congratulations, Trudy. This is almost the end of August. I can't believe it. And so I hope your weather is starting to cool down as well as ours has, or it's getting cooler at night, which has been really nice. And pretty soon our leaves are going to change. When we were doing our trip, we could see a hint of yellow coming in just some of the bushes that are farther north, you know, from us. So that was nice to see that the colors are coming, those autumn colors. So if you're getting fewer flowers in your garden, pretty soon you'll have all kinds of autumn color to take the place of that. And that's another thing that I love about fall. All right, I will see you next week. Next week, what am I doing? I kind of forget, but I already know it's going to be something really cool. I forget, but it's another autumn-themed thing. And then I am going to do a landscape one because I'm a colorer. I like to color, so we're going to do one of those pretty soon. I'm getting antsy for that. All right, thanks again. Bye.